Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join three Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelli, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelli.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode number 11. It's called Let's Be Honest. I want to start out and say our hearts go out to Angela and her family. She had posted on Sunday evening when this episode aired that her mother has passed suddenly since this was filmed. Like I said, our hearts go out to her because she seemed, like a lovely woman, and we were just starting to get to know her.
Yeah, that's sad.
It is sad. And we start out the episode with Charles and Angela gives us a little bit of background on Charles. She lets us know that he is a retired pension-earning NBA player. I had no idea that NBA players received a pension. Did you?
No, but I'm going to say this.
Okay.
I've always said about the Kardashians, they want that NBA money. They're going to get that NBA money because I remember Atlanta season 1. What the hell was her name? She was married to the NBA player. And I remember her saying to Lisa, who was married to an NFL player, like, those contracts are whack. Like, NBA contracts are guaranteed. You get hurt, you're guaranteed your money. So that NBA money is guaranteed. So I didn't know it, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. I was like, oh, the NBA has a pension. I had no idea. I thought that their money was from endorsements and from... But
they get that too.
Not.
That just shows you how much money the NBA is making. And the Knicks have you can't go to a Knicks game. You can't go to a regular season Knicks game. If I wanted to take my 2 kids and my husband and go to a Knicks game, I can't get through the door for $1,000.
And you're getting nosebleeds. You're not getting anything good either.
Bleeds.
You're not getting anything good. And the garden's big, so nosebleeds are nosebleeds.
Yep. So it doesn't surprise me, but good for him.
Yeah. But in addition to that, he also owns multiple car washes and also coaches of the Killer Threes, a Big Three basketball league. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if they're kids. I don't know if they're adults. I don't know what they are, but he's doing his thing.
I don't know either, and I meant to look it up, but I literally just watched this morning, and then I had a busy day at work, so I didn't have time to look it up. But I don't know what it is either. We'll look it up.
Yeah, and she also said, like, he likes to go wherever the money is. He does not like to sit down, and I like a hustler. I do like a hustler.
Absolutely.
Angela's telling Charles that she needs to talk to her sister because she hasn't talked to her since the way she treated her daughter, Amari, about the whole borrowing of the car thing. But first, she wants to sit down with her mother because her mother was there for the whole thing, and her mother didn't stick up for her granddaughter.
Yeah, which is wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
But it's your daughter, like it's your daughter and your granddaughter. But
right. Yeah, I know.
Tough situation for that poor woman to be in.
I agree. And she says that, she's going to make a date with her mom to sit down and talk about it. I thought it was funny when Charles says, I don't know if you caught this, his family was Tyler Perry before there even was a Tyler Perry.
I didn't catch that.
You didn't catch that?
That's what he said?
That's what he said. I was like, oh, that's funny.
That is funny.
And we
How about when the producer said, do you love Angela?
Oh, yeah. What was that about?
And he just looked like, say yes, Charles.
Right.
Just say yes.
Yeah. I guess he doesn't like to be put on the spot.
Obviously. He's got that oppositional defiance disorder.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does not like to be told what to do. He does not want to be put on the spot.
Exactly.
And he's catching a lot of heat for that too, by the way.
I'm sure he is. Listen, he obviously loves his wife. Come on. They've been together long enough. He loves his wife. But
right.
It wasn't a great look.
No. Cynthia and Shamia are meeting up, and it was after the whole Portia event, Pampered by Portia. And Shamia admits that she didn't sleep the night before because of what had happened between her and Portia. And, she's crying about it. Like, she's still upset. This is the next day. She's still upset. Her and Portia were very good friends for a very long time.
Middle school. So she did convert, right? First she said elementary, and then she was like middle school.
Yeah. And Cynthia, listen, I really like Cynthia this season. I mean, I've always liked Cynthia, but she's really the
Absolutely.
perfect friend of. She really is
Yes.
because she has so many connections in this group and she goes back very far, not from the very beginning, but she does go back very far. I think she came in season 3 or 2 or
I wanna
3.
say 3.
3.
Yeah.
I think it was 3. And she's apologizing. Like she's apologizing to Shamia that the way Portia acted, basically. And she knows what it's like, to have a problem with someone who you're close with because she can kind of relate based on what happened between her and Nene.
Yeah, and she and Nene were friends prior to her coming on the show, and then she comes on the show, and then Nene started acting a different way towards her.
And I wasn't clear about that. Like, were they really friends or was that just the storyline that they were friends?
I mean, that's a good point you bring up because now we know that that's what production does. They bring people on and say, "Oh, she's so and so's friend," but they really weren't friends.
I think that that's the
Cynthia
case.
came on the show as Nene's friend,
But
but
I don't think she
again,
was. I don't think
right.
she was. I think she might have admitted that on, Humble Brag. I don't think she
Okay,
really was. But once she took that assignment seriously. So
for
she was
sure.
brought on as Nene's friend. So she's like, "I'm Nene's friend. I'm gonna be Nene's friend. I'm gonna get my friend contract out. I'm
Yes,
gonna
she
be friends
did.
with Nene, and I'm gonna take this, right? This is the role I've
Yeah,
been given, right?"
yeah.
And
And
she really did
basically that friend
become.
contract was are we gonna do this? Like, are you gonna be my ride and die and I'm gonna be your ride and die? Like, are we doing this or
Yes.
are we not doing this?
Yes, that's what it was, and like I said, she took it very seriously, and she really did become friends with her,
Mhm.
and so when they had the falling out, it hurt, so she can totally relate to what Shami is going through.
Shamia
Shami
said that Angela repeated what she said incorrectly.
Right, right, and listen, I feel like in the telephone game, that's what happens, right? If you're having a problem with your friend, you need to just talk to your friend about it,
That's
and
right.
then these problems don't get blown up like this,
That's right.
right?
Yeah, there's a way to avoid the issue.
Yeah.
It was interesting to learn about Shamia's mom and Diane.
And Portia's mom, right? I was surprised to hear that too,
I knew Diane felt a certain way about Shamia.
because we saw her say that, and we had no
So
idea why.
this doesn't necessarily have to be a Shamia thing. Maybe it's a Shamia mom thing, which is why Diane feels a certain.
I wonder
'Cause
what
she
it
said the
is.
apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So I guess Diane, for some reason, thinks Shamia's mom did her dirty for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but it really
Mhm.
shouldn't carry down
I'm
because
not a big fan of Diane.
yeah. Well, she just rubber stamps whatever Portia does.
Yeah.
She doesn't really hold her accountable.
Mm-mm.
She
No,
never has.
she's Portia's paying for everything. Portia's paying
Yeah,
for the Diane, she's paying for Lauren, all the babies that come along. Portia's paying for everything.
yeah, that's true. That's what's happening. She may admits that she misses the friendship that she had. I hope they get it back. I really do.
Me too.
Then we see Cynthia and Angela and Portia go bowling. I thought it was funny. Angela wants the bumpers out, and Portia says, "No, girl, you're old. There's no bumpers for you." I was like, okay.
Angela and Cynthia are around the same age. I mean, obviously Portia's younger,
They could
but
be.
they have to be, right? I mean, I think Cynthia's around my age, right? 50?
Oh, my Apple Watch was talking to me, but no, it didn't answer the question. I think you're right. I think she's in her early. May She might be a little bit older because she celebrated her 50th
Oh, that's
on
right.
a while
50,
ago.
yeah, 50 Cent.
I think she's probably more like 55 or 56.
I think you're right.
And listen, I think Angela could be there too. It's very hard to tell.
It is very hard to tell. And
I
Charles
mean,
Oakley is probably definitely there.
yeah. I mean, the only thing he's got that's showing it is the gray, but
I
other than
know.
that,
But
it's
damn
very
it,
hard
does
to
it look
tell.
good on him.
Yeah, it does.
For
It
the
really
love
does.
of God, he looks better than he ever did.
Yeah. It was fun watching those three interact together.
Yeah.
Again, I like how Cynthia tries to, bring everything back to what's important, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, because Portia said at the end of the day, we are friends and we should be able to lean on that, which is true. At the end of the
Mhm.
day, they are friends, you know? We see Drew is on her way home from her lawyer's office. And you know what? I didn't pick this up until after her lawyer's Tanya, and
Yeah.
she's talking to her mom on the phone, and she had to have an emergency meeting because Ralph is trying to recuse Tanya from her case. I was like, Ralph is trying to get her attorney recused from the case.
They don't say why, though.
No, they do. He's trying to claim that he is the rightful owner of Drew Sidora LLC, and he wants 40% of that LLC that she created in 2005. Since then, since this whole thing with her and Ralph have been going on, her attorney Tanya and Drew, I guess, created a new LLC.
I
And
didn't
she
know
said
that.
she is providing for the kids 100%. So because there's another LLC that Tanya is, I guess, a part of, or
Partner and
right, that's why he wants her recused. But this is a divorce proceeding,
right.
so I feel like you can hire whoever you want,
Yeah, she's an
whether
attorney
you're
and she's also a business partner.
right, whether they're
And
your business partner or not.
right, and if it was a business that was started after they were separated, it has nothing to do with Ralph.
Absolutely.
And he should have no I mean, I don't know what the, Georgia laws are, but New Jersey laws, I believe, are your spouse is entitled to half of everything you acquire during the marriage. I believe that's what New Jersey law is. So, even if that's Georgia law, if she acquired this business after they were separated, he's not entitled to any of it.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, I would hope so. I would hope that you wouldn't have to be legally divorced. If you're legally separated, which they are, that should apply.
Right.
So
No,
who
I
cares who her business partner is?
right.
There's no conflict is the
No,
point.
there is no conflict, and it
Right.
didn't make any sense to me. And it
Right.
also doesn't make any sense to me that, like she said, she created that LLC in 2005. He certainly, if he's allowed a portion of it, it's not from the very beginning, it's from when they were married.
But wait, when did they get together? When did they get married?
I mean, it hasn't been that long because one, their kids are not that old.
So if she started Drew Sidora LLC in 2005 and they weren't married yet, then he should be entitled to zero,
Well, but
right?
no, because if she's earning, like you said, if she's acquiring
She
business,
acquired the business prior to them being together, though.
but while they
She
were
made
together,
earnings.
she made earnings that went into that LLC. Just like the Simpson thing. Remember the Simpson money?
Yeah.
Like while they were married, he was working on it, right? And we also find out that he changed the code on the doors and that she had to get a hotel room at 1 a.m. She couldn't even get into her own house. I mean, that's crazy.
That's a Jesse Lolly move if I've ever heard one.
That's just crazy.
That's it's disrespectful, it's immature, it's so many things. Like, grow the fuck up, Ralph. Go get a fucking job.
And she says, like, she doesn't even really know what he does, but he does have some money. But where is he getting the money and what does he do? Right? We don't know what Ralph does
No, somebody please enlighten us.
because he did not hand in his financials. The only financial stuff he handed in was her stuff. Okay, well, that's not right.
This is what it blows me away how divorces drag on. Like, these
Yeah.
judges need to put fucking demands down. Like, you need to provide this by this date or I'm dismissing it and she's getting everything.
Yeah,
Done deal.
absolutely. I totally agree.
She's done her part. If you can't do your part, then you get nothing. You get
Right.
nothing.
Yep. I totally agree with
I
you
should
on
be a
that.
judge.
You should be a judge. Next, we see Angela's at her mom's house. And this was something else that totally blew me away, that she had bought her mom a house that her and her sister her mom and her sister lived in. And she paid $490,000 for it. But her mom is not even living in that house now.
Yeah. She says she bought her own house.
Well, I don't know if she bought her own house or she just moved into another house
I thought
and
she
she's
said
renting.
she bought her own house.
And
Did you notice that they were bleeping out Angela's sister's name?
yeah, they don't want to say it. Yep. I did notice that they don't say her name.
Yeah, so this house is just sitting there vacant? I mean, maybe her daughter and her wife can live there.
Or maybe that's one of her investment properties.
Maybe that is. Maybe it's one of the ones she's trying to flip.
Yeah, because she said that she had 5 investment properties. But Angela starts telling her about how she didn't say anything when her sister got into her daughter Amari's face. And her mom doesn't really seem to have a reaction to that.
Not at all. I mean, maybe she just was like, listen, we're on camera. I'm not talking about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, it was nice that Angela wanted to take care of her mom. But listen, it's very clear that Charles stepped out on Angela at some point in their marriage. And I'm sure that that was hard for her mom to see and to watch her daughter go through that. And if they were funding her life, and things changed between she and Charles, she was like, I don't want him funding my life anymore because I don't want to have to kiss someone's ass who's hurting my daughter because he's bankrolling my mortgage.
Well, okay, but that's not what the situation is, though. The situation is you let your daughter attack your granddaughter.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. That is that aside too.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's your
I just
excuse
feel
for
like
that?
that's why she bought her own house because
It
she
could be,
didn't
but
want to be under Charles' thumb
I don't
anymore.
think she bought her own house. I think that they just moved out. I really don't think she bought her own house. I don't think she was in the position to, the way it seems, because like the car wasn't even hers to begin with either. Like Angela had
No,
bought the car too.
right.
So, I
They
mean, we
must have been
don't know.
dating their whole life.
Right. We don't know the whole situation. And the fact that they won't even mention the sister's name, like I think
Right.
that says a lot too, right?
It sure does.
Then we see Kelly is teaching Chloe how to drive, and that is not going well, which it doesn't usually go well. It really doesn't.
I remember being in the passenger seat with Joe and thinking he was getting too close to too close to the car that was parked on the side of the road, and that's how I was, like, "Oh my god," like,
Did Eric ever
awful.
drive with him?
I don't believe Eric ever drove with either of my kids, maybe once, and he was so annoying, they were like, "I'm never driving with him again," and I was like, "Oh, fucking great, because that means I'm stuck driving with you every time."
Yeah, so Bill never drove with either of my kids either. It was always me. And now we're working on getting Matthew his driver's license. So he's in the permit stage. And in New Jersey now, you have to document your 50 hours of practice with your parents on a paper.
In addition to the 6 hours with the
You
driving
don't,
school? Oh,
you
he
do
doesn't even
not,
have to do that.
you don't need the driving school
He doesn't need it.
just during the learner's 6-month probationary period that you have the permit, because you have to have your permit for 6 months while you're learning to drive. And you also have to document 50 hours, 40 during the day and 10 hours at night. And that will be all
When
me.
did that change?
Just this
It
year.
must be recent because Joe didn't have to do that.
Well, yeah, I want to say probably like the month before we went to get the permit, it changed. Yeah. It's just us. It's just who we are.
Yeah. That's a
Like, I
lot,
wanna say
man.
it might have even been 2 weeks. Like, it was just, like, on the cusp of us. It seriously was. I'm just like, "Goodness, like, can we
I'm like,
just."
that's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know
a
if I
lot.
drove with my kid. Well, I probably drove 50 hours with them. I mean,
You probably did. You probably did.
they drove everywhere. Joe was like, "Can I drive? Can I drive? Can I drive? Can I drive?"
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
God bless you.
I'll be doing that. So I
I'll say
could
prayers.
certainly but you know what? I'm not a big reactor. Like, I mean, Kelly is a yeller. Like, I can imagine you might be a reactor
It must
too.
be in the name because I'm
Yeah.
watching her and I'm like, that's exactly how I was.
Yeah, no,
One
I'm
day,
not a
Joe actually pulled over and was like, "Forget it, just drive. I'm not even driving anymore." Like, he couldn't take my reactions.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Lead's not really a thing anymore.
The dust is everywhere.
It's like it's coming through the floor.
Lead, a true story featuring Merritt Weaver, Alessandra Nivola, Cynthia Nixon, and me, Cooper Burkett. Lead, how this story ends is up to us. Now available on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts. We have the power to write the final chapter. Go to endleadpoisoning.org to let your voice be heard.
Yeah, I'm not a reactor like that. Bill, on the other hand, would be a reactor like that, which is why he never was in the car with them. But I can keep my shit together.
Yeah, no, Eric too. Definitely a reactor. And they were both like, "We're never doing that again." I'm like, "Okay, great."
So then we see Drew at home talking to her mom, and I didn't realize it's been 2 years that she's been going through this divorce. That's
That's
a
what I'm
long
saying.
time.
It's too long. It's too long. It's
Mm-hmm.
too emotional. It's too much on the kids. And these kids are at very impressionable times in their lives. Her kids are little. It's too much to put them through.
I agree. So her mom flew down to help support her, and she's worried about if the lawyer does get recused that she'll have to start from scratch, like with the whole process, which again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't see how that could happen, but we'll have to wait and
Well,
see what
not only
happens.
that, hopefully this woman, God forbid this does happen and she gets recused. Hopefully she's part of a firm where someone else, one of her partners, an associate, somebody could step in who knows what's going on and just kind of roll with it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But then her mom tells her, that the kids are really affected like this. Her mom feels like her kids are out of control. Like when your kids don't listen to me. And then Drew just starts crying because she had no idea. And she feels like she's failing her kids. And I don't blame her. I would be feeling the same way.
I don't
And I
blame
don't
her
know
at
about your
all.
mom, but I can tell you this. My kids listen to my mom too, more than they listen to me. Do your kids listen to your mom more than they listen to you?
I don't know. I want to say yes, but I want to say yes.
Like grandma is in my house, grandma is like not feared, but revered. Like they'll listen to grandma before they'll listen to mom. I don't know. I mean, I get it's fine because it's my mom.
Right. Right.
I mean, if it was Bill's mom, I would be pissed. Not that there's anything wrong with Bill's mom, but because
Right.
it's not me.
It's not your, yeah, right. Right.
And William does say to me all the time that I could never be as good a mom as grandma. And he says it to me just because, he thinks
That's
it'll
what he
make me
does.
mad. Right. He thinks it'll make me mad, but I'm like, she's my mom. I know how great she is. Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Like, what are
we
you
all
trying to tell
aspire
me?
to be as great as my mom.
Right.
You know? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like he thinks he's going to make me mad by saying that.
Right. He's just trying to get a rise out of you.
Yeah. Which I won't give him
Of
because my
course not.
mom's awesome.
Right. No, listen, my kids love my mom and, they really do.
And I
They
mean, they
love
didn't
spending
really have
time
a
with her.
relationship with Eric's mom because
Right. A different
it was an
situation.
it was just an unfortunate situation. And it's not that my kids don't have a relationship with Bill's mom because they do, but it's just a
Right.
different situation.
Right.
It's just a different situation.
Right. I just feel like my kids are very, and I love this, but they're very headstrong and, they're going to do what they want to do. So if they love Bammy, but if Bammy tells them to do something that, they don't want to do, I don't know if they're going to do it.
Right.
When they were
Right.
little, obviously they did. So yes, in that respect, like what Drew's mom's saying, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if my mom said stop or, whatever, I believe they would listen.
Right. When they were little. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that too. I mean, obviously my kids are adults, right? So
Right.
they're going to do what they're going to do, but it carries more weight when it's coming from grandma than it does
Right.
when it's coming from me.
For sure.
Right? And I think that's a good thing. I think that's
I
a good
say it all the
thing.
time when Eric and I talk. My kids, like, all they hear is like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Right.
Want, 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 want. They're not listening to what we say.
No, they're not. They certainly are not. I mean, I think I walk in the room and they're mumbling under their breath, "You're so annoying." I don't even say anything.
Exactly.
It's
You don't
just so
have to.
annoying. It's so annoying.
Just you being there.
Exactly. In my house.
Right. That you pay for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what
That
happens
did
next?
seem to hurt Drew, though, that when her mom said her kids are out of
Definitely.
control, because who wouldn't, and Drew's probably like, listen, I don't know if my kids are acting like this because of the divorce. I don't know if kids this age just act like this. Like, her kids are obviously privileged. Look at the house they live in. Look at the toys. So
Right.
it's like you don't know why your kids act a certain way, but for her mom to specifically say, I think this is because of the divorce, that had to hurt her.
Yeah.
Not intentionally that her mother was trying to, but it just hit a nerve.
No, and I get it. And the mom guilt, she feels like
Yes.
she's failing. Of course you're going to feel like you're failing.
You're
not,
we
though.
always feel guilt.
Right. You're not.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see Portia and Shamia meet up and they're trying to talk things out, but
yeah, it's like a roller coaster.
it just didn't go well. Like Portia's upset that Shamia had these, feelings and didn't share them with her. She shared them with other people that she wasn't close to. Shamia's asking, like, if moving forward, like, is that something, like we can do? Like, let me know. Like, is there a way to salvage the friendship? But you don't even feel like like, I feel like they're just words coming out at each other. I don't feel like either one is really listening to what the other one is saying. I feel like it's just, like you just said, "Wah, wah, wah." Like, that's what's
Yeah.
it's
I felt like Shamia was really talking from the heart, though.
oh, I did too. I did too.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it could be just Portia is just so overwhelmed with what's going on between her and Simon and the divorce and him being in ICE and her not being able to film in her own house and, the whole Dennis thing. I don't know. I don't know.
They gave a timeline of Portia and Simon, and I just want to point this out.
Well, please do.
They started dating in April of 2021. They were engaged in May of 2021. They were married in November of 2022. So it was a long engagement. I mean, May 12, they were engaged
8
for like
months.
18 months. No, because you
8,
figure
18.
May of 2021 and then they got married in November of 2022.
Okay. Yeah.
So
all
that
right.
was a decent engagement. So they got married in November and they were married. I mean, they got divorced in February of 2024. They were only married for 15 months. But I mean, I guess they were together almost 3 years. I didn't think it was that long. Here I am writing down the timeline and I'm not even realizing how long it was. I mean, I guess it's a decent amount of time, but it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess she's got a lot going on. I don't know. Portia just seems like such an actress to me. She just
How old is
seems
Pilar?
very inauthentic.
Like, how old is Pilar? Because so she
Like 5 or 6, maybe?
she's probably got to be like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah. So I guess she,
And
she probably
half her
doesn't
life,
remember. Yeah.
or half her life, right? She's been with, yeah.
She probably, I mean, do you remember when you were 2 or 3 years old? She probably doesn't
No.
remember before Simon was around.
No.
So this
I
was
don't.
always her normal. Like Dennis is her
Right.
dad, but Simon was what, Papa? She called him Papa?
Papa, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
It is tough. Shamia says that she, wants to know why they can't be there like they were before the cameras were up. And I think that there may be something to that.
I agree. I totally agree. I mean, Portia hasn't been on the show, but I believe by her own choice, right? She decided to take a step back.
Well, yeah, because she found her Simon and she thought that she never had to work again. She quit her job at the radio station. She stopped doing
right.
everything. She stopped doing everything.
Yeah.
She's like, I got this man that's got all this money. I don't need to work.
Yeah. So, she's coming back on the show for a reason. They want her back. So she's got to act a certain way.
Right.
But it's a shame because they have a true friendship from middle school.
Right. Exactly. It's interesting because when Shamia and Portia are talking and Portia gets up and, she walks out, I thought she was leaving. I didn't realize she was just going to the restroom.
Yeah.
But then, she comes back and she's like, I guess we'll just get our food to go. And she's like, all right, I guess we'll do that. I thought, we could have resolved things today. It just wasn't happening. They weren't receiving what the other one was saying is basically what was happening. Right?
Absolutely. Yep. That's exactly what was happening. It didn't matter what one was saying.
Right.
The other one wasn't going to see their side.
They weren't receiving it. And it was on both sides. It was really happening. I don't say it was one more than the other. I mean, yes, I do believe that Shamia was really pouring out her heart to Portia, but I
think Portia was defensive.
Yeah. No, she was.
I also think that's because she knows she's wrong.
Yeah.
But are they okay now? I don't think they are, right?
No, not according to
But
Shamia.
Portia did do a Shamia birthday post and Shamia responded.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm hoping before the reunion that they sit down and have their talk because I don't want them to hash this out on the reunion. I want them to be good before the reunion. I want them to be good before the cameras come back up. I want them to get back to the place they were before the cameras were up.
Yeah.
While the cameras are down.
I mean, moms are involved now, though.
But moms have always been involved.
But
moms have always been involved.
Why did your mom have a falling out? She's like, oh, I'm not going to talk about that.
But they didn't talk about it. So they don't need to talk about it. And,
but Andy's going to ask. It's going to come up.
Well, Andy can ask all he wants. They don't have to say.
It better come up. Let's put it that way.
Listen, they don't have to answer it. Their moms are not on the show. They do not have to answer
Diana.
it. But they're a supporting they don't have to answer it. It's their mother. I mean,
for sure.
Come on,
and
Andy.
I hope they don't.
Listen, if he asks it, he asks it, but they don't have to answer it.
No, that's too much. That's like
And
Jersey shit coming up.
yeah, they
You know
shouldn't
what I
answer
mean?
it.
The family shit. Like, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Right. Don't do it. Speaking of family shit and Jersey, I heard that Rhode Island, I don't know if it's a swinger, one of the couples are swingers, or if there's an actual throuple.
I'm very much looking forward to this show, so I'm here
Have you
for it.
heard anything about it?
No. Other
Alright.
than the post, but they put the pictures up and I already picked
Yes.
out who my favorite is, but I don't know her name.
So they put the pictures up. I said I was going to do investigating, but I didn't. I lied. But I did check
We'll
out
get to it.
I checked out one of the Facebook pages, and they had the houses. They asked a question like, "Do you want to see their houses or something?" And the people picked their houses, and the houses were okay. I mean, some of them were more elaborate than others. Some of them were, I mean, by Jersey standards, very affordable. Let's put it that way.
Interesting.
Yeah, very affordable. But then I heard, I think it might have been even been on Heather McDonald, that there may be a threesome couple that we're going to get to meet. I was like, oh, well, that would be a whole different spin on things.
It sure would. That would
So,
spice up the Housewives franchise something.
so we'll have to wait and see. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though.
I am too. I am too. I mean, I don't really have anything else about Atlanta because, you know, they get the check. They're both, you know, Shmi
They
is
hug it
crying.
out.
They
They
hug
hug
it
it
out.
out.
They do hug it out. Shmi is crying, and they kind of both go their separate ways at that point, you know? And I still think next week we don't get Phaedra yet either. I think it's maybe the
No,
week after.
like when is she coming?
I mean,
I was very surprised about this. Did you watch What Happens Live?
who's on?
Ashley and Kelly.
I watched part of it. I didn't finish it. Oh, wait. It's after Love Hotel, right? I started it. Hold on.
Andy
go to-
asks Kelly, who do you think is the more iconic Atlanta housewife,
And she
Phaedra
said,
or Candy? And she said Phaedra. I
she
mean,
said,
that's awful.
yes. She
Bad
said
choice,
Phaedra.
Kelly. I do
Yes.
not co-sign that at all.
Yes, I did see that. I also saw him ask Angela and Charles, no, Britt, biggest lie this season. And she says her entire life.
Mhm. So they not good.
No. Portia felt salty that Shamia got a peach this season. That's what she thought. And like you said, the more iconic, she said Phaedra, not Candy.
Yeah, I did not like that at all.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to. I don't know. I don't know why it's taking us so long to get to her. We're on episode 11.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that they were scrambling at this point to do something.
I mean, Beverly Hills had 15. We had 15 episodes with
That's
Beverly
it?
Hills. Yeah, and then we had the 3 reunions, but we had 15 episodes with Beverly Hill, and we're already
Wow.
on 11. So
We must be getting more than 15, but still, yeah, I feel like that's how many we were getting from Jersey. We weren't getting a lot of Jersey anymore. That's not a
No.
lot of episodes at all.
No, it's not. And I also heard that the rumor about New York is that it's still coming back. They're probably going to wait and announce it once they figure out the cast, and that it's going to be closer. It's going to be more like a holiday in New York, like a Christmas in New York, instead of a
Well,
summer.
I read today where Uba and Bryn were not asked back, but who knows if that's true.
I heard that that's the word on the street too, but I didn't read it anywhere. I heard it on one of
Actually,
the
I shouldn't
podcasts.
say they weren't asked back, that they're not coming back. I'm kind of
That's what-
hoping that Uba chose, if this is true, I'm hoping that Uba chose on her own. I'm hoping she's pregnant and she's living happily ever after with Oliver.
Yeah, I'm hoping that too. I will say though, I've seen Aaron out and about with Cy and Jenna Lyons and Raquel
Jessel.
and
Not Jessel?
Jess.
Yeah, I thought Jessel too.
Was
No.
Jessel? I don't remember.
Jessel had a birthday party for her sons, and there were no pictures of the other housewives, by the way. They all commented happy birthday, but they were not in the pictures. Some comments were so funny. They were like, how dare you get glam and have a photographer at your kid's birthday party?
That's so funny. That's
Yes.
so funny.
So good. But I did not see any other housewife at the birthday party. But they did comment, like I think Cy and Erin both commented happy birthday to the boys.
I mean, think about it. Do you really want to go to a kid's birthday party? No, you do not.
I mean, if you're bringing your own kids, but her boys are little. Like, I think it was their third
Right.
or fourth birthday. Like, Sai's kids are
Yeah.
older. I mean, Erin's got a newborn. She's probably not going anywhere, right? Did she have the baby yet?
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
she
think
had
she
the
had the
baby.
baby. Oh, she did? Erin had the baby?
Erin had the baby. Yeah, no, she had the baby.
Okay, so
And
she's
she
got a
already had
newborn.
she had the bris already. She had a little boy.
Well, that's right. Lindsay was there.
Yes. Her and her husband have a podcast. Erin and Abe are doing a podcast together too.
They do.
Right. I mean, it's
Who
funny because
doesn't?
I'm looking on Erin's Instagram, but she doesn't have it posted. But she is Female Founders 500 honoree for 2025 for Incorporated magazine.
Wow, that's good.
That's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, her baby is adorable. Jack Hunter Leachy is his name. He's cute. Yeah. I don't know. I think that she's definitely coming back. I think that Jenna's coming back. I think Raquel is coming back. I hope Jessel's coming back. Sai, like you said, I heard the same thing about Uba and Bryn. I would like to see them bring in. I really wouldn't mind, Lindsay. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would like to see them bring in maybe somebody else that we don't know.
Right. Yeah. No other summer house people, but Lindsay's
Yeah,
acceptable.
maybe they could bring in a celebrity. What celebrity would we want? There's so many New York celebrities. Which one would we want?
Yeah, I mean, why aren't they getting any? I mean, unless they're just saying no. I mean, they're obviously asking people, but
Like, I think she's too old. I was gonna say, what about SJP? Like, I would love to see that.
I think
She would
Andy
never
has
do
said
it.
that she would never do it, and she is too old. Not that she's too old, but she's too old for the show because that was the whole point of the reboot of RHOA-I to bring in new,
To bring in
younger.
younger, but Jenna's not that. Jenna's old.
No, I know she's not that young, but she fits.
She does fit. She's hip.
She fits. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see somebody else, maybe a celebrity. I don't know who though. And it's got to be someone who's like really down to earth, not so big-headed because it just won't work in New
Right.
York.
right.
I don't know. I guess until next time.
We'll see.
We'll have to wait and see. Thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe. We are on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.